Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt. In today's video, I'm working on multiple looks one palette using the BH Ibiza palette. This is a very colorful palette. It has a few neutral tones in it, and I got to thinking that with the ABH palette, they were supposedly, I guess, built by quads. So I kind of figured for this eye, I would use like this section here, which is like some pinks, a mauve, like a purpley shade, a hot pink, like a dark maroon, and like another purple shade, and the neutral shade. And then on the other eye, I kind of went 80s or 90s or maybe even 2000s. I used this area over here. I used this brown, this like reddish brown. This red I thought was red. It's more pink. The yellow, and then I use this bronzy shade. And then I am working with a private label company right now for liners. I've been working with them for a while. These are talc-free liners. So I have been working with them to develop the water-activated liners. I just got my samples in this past week, so I wanted to test them out. I have swatches of all the colors that I have in. This is actually one of the neon shades. I have neons, I've got pastels, I've got UV reactive pastels, I've got some metallic shades, and then you've got like your primary colors and stuff like that. So I've got a bunch that I'm testing out. I'm wearing a pastel mixed with black on this eye, and then I went back over it with the pastel pink shade. I'm wearing a UV pastel yellow and then the neon orange on the other eye. But I did this eye with my left hand. So I did this eye left-handed, I did this eye right-handed. It's been a while since I've used my left hand to do makeup, so I figured I would try it, and it turned out pretty good. The shimmer shades were very sheer, but I will hop into the look and let you guys see how I did both of these, as well as the wings. I probably should have done like a little pointier tip on this side, but that's okay. This one I did like a double wing, but I separated them. It was fun. So this is multiple looks with the Ibiza palette from BH Cosmetics. That's what this is. I do not plan to talk through any of these looks just because in editing, it makes it easier to speed stuff up at like 2 times speed or even 3 times speed, depending on if I'm like blending one area too long. I like to show you everything I do. I don't like show you like the color and then put it on and then cut and come back and it's all blended out. I don't do that. I show you all of the blend. So I know that there's a few colors in here I've already worked with, so I'm going to be avoiding those for these. I will definitely do a neutral eye look out of this palette. But like this top corner up here is calling to me. It's got this like copper shade and orange and like a gold and like a greenish yellow shimmer. There's like this really pretty multi-dimensional colored like peach and orange shade. There's this like creamsicle color. These 2 colors I don't think I've used yet. So there's a bunch of, and like this entire area right here I haven't used either. So there's a bunch of shades in here I haven't used yet. So I will do some more like work appropriate looks with this palette, because there are work appropriate shades in here. It's not just a colorful palette. So I'm going to jump into these 2 looks. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and I will see you maybe at the end of the next 2 looks that I do. We'll see. Hey guys, so this will be quick before the air kicks back on or my battery dies. These are two neutral looks that I did using the Ibiza palette. There's still more neutral shades in here that I didn't use, but I did say that I was going to do at least a neutral look, and this is my gel liner. It's not even on. This is just black. This is one of the main colors or common colors. So if you're wondering about the liner, I will be selling them for $5 each if you're curious. The lip is a Wet n Wild and a L'Oreal mix, but because the Wet n Wild was too dark, so I lightened it up a little bit with the Glossy Fawn. But these are very work appropriate looks, and I kind of spiced this one up. I used like a burgundy-ish orange shade in the center and then like a purple on the outside edge, but I started off with like a yellow, and it's funny that the shade that I put in the center kind of played off the yellow, and then when I put the purple on, it kind of played off the red shade. So it's like kind of like a step, or I guess you could say a sunset eye going this direction. So I think both of these looks turned out very pretty. The only thing I have to say is the shimmers are very sheer in this palette, not like the other ones. I went to use a brush on the first shade over here, and I could still see my eyelid through it, so I ended up having to use my finger, and then wherever I needed more precise application, I went back in with a brush. So the shimmer shades do need either a wet synthetic brush or a finger to help them. But other than that, these looks are both beautiful, and hopefully you guys are liking this multiple looks one palette. I will try and do 2 more looks with this palette, which will end up being 6 looks one palette. And yeah, so far so good. I'm loving the color story of this palette. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, it's Rebecca. So this is the last two looks using this Ibiza palette from BH Cosmetics. But I have a guest today that I'm going to show you. She's been here with me the entire time I've been doing my makeup. You see her? That is a huntsman spider, or they call them a tropical huntsman spider or an Indonesian spider. They are technically they're a spider from the huntsman family, which comes usually from Australia, but these spiders actually originated from Indonesia. They're like a crossbreed or something that originally came from Australia. Anyways, these spiders get to be as big as my hand, and you see she's about, I don't know, about the size of a well, maybe more like a $50 coin. So anyways, she's been hanging out with me the whole time I've been doing my makeup. I figured I'd share that tidbit. They are non-venomous spiders. They eat roaches and just about any other bug that she can catch. But it's a female. Usually the females are much larger than the males. The males don't even get that big. So I know that's a girl. Plus I have another female in the room where my computer says I spotted her yesterday. So with it raining as much, we've got more bugs coming in the house, and then these guys keep them out, which is, I don't mind spiders. I think they're cool. Anyway, she's been chilling with me. I scared her when I first came in. I opened the door and flipped the light on and she jumped. They're very, very scaredy cat spiders. If you blow on them, it startles them and gives them a heart attack and they will die. So try to be slow moving around them. They do startle easily unless you want to kill them and then just blow on them. Because they startle really easily and they will immediately have a heart attack, and you can watch them. They seize and then they flip over on their back and then their legs go and they're dead. So it only takes a matter of seconds for them to die, and I don't like to see that because I like my spiders and other creepy crawlies, because I'm really not a girl. I'm not. But anyways, I wanted to use some of the lighter colors out of this palette to create looks, and I used 3 shades on here and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades on this one. I did mix a couple of the darker shimmers with some of the lighter shimmers to get some of the colors that I wanted, and then I took 3 of my water activated liners. I took the pastel pink, the pastel yellow, and then the metallic white, or silver white, whichever you prefer to call it. And I mixed all 3 of these to get this liner, and then I mixed this in the pastel pink in order to get this. And then I tried spicing it up by putting some of the center shade from this palette over it, and it ended up messing up the liner, so I ended up going back over it with the pink. So yeah, I'm liking like this like peachy orange look. I wanted to create like a peach kind of colored liner, and I think I could have added a little bit more yellow in, but for the most part I'm happy with the color that I got. And it works well because this the shimmer shade that I used in the center, which is this one, it's like a peachy color, but it has a like a yellow gold, can't even see it, it's right here on my hand. It has like a yellow shift to it. It's almost like a duochrome. It's like peach when you first look at it, and then a little bit orange if you shift it, and then you see the yellow gold reflect through it, and it's really pretty. And then I kind of went like pinks and mauves and whatnot on this eye. And so this is 6 looks, 1 palette using the BH Cosmetics Ibiza palette. I didn't talk through any of the tutorials. I just show you what colors I'm using and how I apply them. And I think I've used, let me look. Oh, okay, so there's a couple of shades I haven't used yet, which I'm shocked. One of them's this hot pink, this metallic blue, this like burnt sienna color, and then this mustard color I haven't used. So basically the bottom row, most of the bottom row I haven't used. But looking at all of the other shadows, every shadow has a brush mark in it. Oh, and this one up here. I know I've used the one below it, but this one here I don't think I've used yet. It doesn't look like it's got a mark in it, but I know I've used all the rest of them. The first couple looks that I did, I used basically this row. I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the orange was like the first 2 looks that I did with this palette with my first impressions. I'm glad that I got it. It's actually, the mattes are kind of sheer. You have to really build them up. The shimmers work better with either a wet brush or your finger. Some of them are more like topper shades, some of them are like standard shimmer formulas for BH, and some of them are really like sheer. Especially this like center highlight shade, if you look, it's like super chunky. And then even if you try and blend it out, and the camera's not gonna pick it up, but even if you try and like blend it out, it stays like chunky looking on the skin. It's just a standard silvery white, flaky looking metallic shade. And then they do have another metallic shade in here that's very similar to it. Why they have both shades in here, I don't know. They could have gotten rid of the smaller white one and then put another color in, because I think this color here is almost identical to this one. This one just has a little bit of a different reflect to it than this one, and this one's also much more flaky. So far, I'm loving this palette. I really am glad that I picked it up. I know when it first came out, I was like, I want it. I've done a bunch of videos on like things I wanted to buy, and this was on that list, so I ended up buying it. I still have the last two May challenge palettes to get done, and then I've got the other two mini Zodiacs to do like multiple looks one palettes with. And the Leo palette is still on sale on the German website, but I can't buy it. It won't let me. It won't even let me like buy it and send it to somebody else, because I tried that already as well, so I can't buy it. So I will probably never get the BH Leo palette because it's only sold on their German website. So I will never be able to complete my Zodiac collection from BH Cosmetics because of that one palette. Anyways, I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. Hopefully you guys like these 6 looks that I'm doing with, or multiple looks that I do with some of the palettes that I did like first impressions on, because I like to go back and revisit these palettes and get a better understanding of them before I swatch them. I've got a palette set out on the counter to swatch right now. I've got a bunch of them that I need to get swatched, like this one. This is one of the ones that I did multiple looks with, and I need to swatch this one as well. And I found some similar colors in this one to another one that I need to do multiple looks for, so I might do a swatch comparison video. I don't know how similar they are on the eye, but looking at them in the pan, they look very similar. So I've got a bunch of swatch videos that I need to do, and I know I haven't been uploading to YouTube as much lately. I've had a lot going on in my personal life and stuff here at home, and some things that just haven't been that great, and so I just haven't felt like editing videos. I've got them filmed, I just haven't edited them. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and spread love and not hate.